Hello, this is AdmiralThrawn here. I am recording a tournament that I've been playing for the past several days. Well, really the past day. This here is a Third Age Total War tournament, currently being organized over the Total War Center forums. I'm playing this tournament alongside players like Jamonstra, who has his own channel, and will be recording his games there. This here is the very first game of my first series, and of the tournament itself. I am playing against the player... Well, here he's Chimbri Khan, but on Total War Center he is... So yeah, he is Discord 1996 on Total War Center. And so for my army here, I went with Isenguard to play against him. He went with the High Elves. I brought one unit of Wargs, though Wargs in this game really suck. They improved them in some of the mods, but this is 3.2 and Wargs are terrible. I also went with some Dunlendines, all bronze upgrades, that's the maximum. Bunch of Uruk-hai, 3 archers, 3 crossbowmen. The tournament rules are maximum of 6 archers total. Then some 3 pikemen, 3 infantry, 2 Isengard guards of Orthanc, and then finally 2 berserkers who are back here. My opponent, his army was basically set up to pwn me. This was a really close battle. He brought along a whole bunch of archers that were really good, and then a bunch of spearmen and whatnot. And those archers just slaughtered me. For the first couple seconds of the game, I just lost a massive number of troops. First of all, I've already lost 3% of my army just in one volley. I only lost 10% of my army in the first. Look at all this here. 10% of my army died in the initial charge, which was just terrible, but I mean, that's what Sylvan Elves do to you. On top of that, my archers were out of range themselves, so they just got slaughtered while they were trying to get in range and reload. But regardless, whatever it was, we did manage to close the distance, despite suffering horrendous losses. And he did set up stakes here, but that proved to be useless, seeing as I brought only 1 unit of cavalry. I mean, the only reason I brought the crappy wargs was because I was hoping to run down his units with them. But he didn't want that to happen, so he just focused his fire on them. And yeah, you see here just bodies everywhere, just getting slaughtered by the archers. But I do manage to collide with his line finally, and fortunately my infantry is really good. And his is good too, but they were really spread out when I finally collided with them. So he sees me going towards the center, so he tries to loop around the flanks here. He's trying to get up around here so he can then smash in towards the middle. However, the problem that he has there is he doesn't actually commit to it. I mean, he lines up his forces, and he commits a little bit, but he doesn't get there quite in time, and I'm able to turn around my pikemen here to be able to counter him. So I'm able to hold him off ever so slightly here on the flank. Here on this flank, I'm also basically just holding him off and all. I mean, I'm going up against some really tough dudes, and my guards of Orthanc are okay. But really it's the center where I'm making the major gains, and here I'm able to rout his units, and I make this major breakthrough, and basically this is the decisive moment. I'm able to crush through the center here, despite all the losses I've suffered, and get up to his archers, at which point I can finally start actually attacking them and stop them from slaughtering me, though they do keep shooting at me. So I'm able to pull through here, I push into the center, and now I'm basically able to start rolling up his flank here. As you can see, his troops are shaken. I'm able to hold off the line here briefly. He doesn't attack my archers, which they were kind of useless, so it doesn't do that much. But it does mean that I get to maintain their existence while I'm holding them off here. Again, mostly I'm just holding the line here, but really this is the decisive blow here. I've been able to break through his center. I'm slaughtering his archers. His troops are almost broken. He still has some troops left, and his troops are coming back. And then this here is the part where I thought I'd lost. My flank here on the far left, they just broke. They ran. My guards of Orthanc, which is too bad because they're actually really good. But so they broke, and he still has a whole bunch of troops here attacking me. So basically, this was when I was like, okay, I am screwed. He's just gonna charge all of his troops in here against my main force here that's attacking, and I'm just gonna get slaughtered. Now I did manage to kill his general, which really helped. But what happened here, which was really his big mistake that wound up making him lose, is that he didn't do a very good job of basically pulling his forces around to my flanks and encircling me. Instead, he basically just sent all of them towards me, here, and I was able to get my pikemen here to stop them and hold them in place just long enough. And while that happened, my archers focused all their fire on him, and because I still had some archers left, he changed his fire away from them. And so my archers were able to focus onto here. My wargs are all dead by now, but basically his forces all get stuck here and just bunch up, and I just slaughter them. It's basically, this is, I'd say, the decisive moment of the battle. I'm able to keep rolling up this flank, and his forces here finally break, and I just chase them all the way. My wargs all died because the wargs suck, but I did just send some troops to just chase after them. Here, my forces broke through and just curve around to this flank to try and attack, and finally force a breakthrough here. And by now his troops are basically shaken. They're on the verge of defeat. My archers finally just get in the fight here because basically Uruk-hai archers kind of suck. So I'm just, basically, this here is really the important bit. I'm just slaughtering his troops here while they're stuck on my pikemen, because I have a really good flanking shot at them. On top of that, his archers, I have troops going for them. My guards of Orthanc, you can see here they're sneaking in behind. And I also have some Dunlendings sneaking in up here as well. So they're just going to crush in there and destroy him. And yeah, he's lost half of his men now. I've lost more than half of my men. I mean, if you can look at just the percentages, he's still winning. But fortunately, I'm chasing down most of those troops, and they're basically off the battlefield. Like this here was really important. I was able to just keep chasing them and keep them from coming back, which was really, really big. So, anyways, I still have a bunch of troops scattered around here, though. I keep rolling up this flank, and his troops here start breaking. These guys are wavering. These guys break. These guys here, these are really crummy archers. I'm going to crush them with my infantry. My general is still alive, believe it or not. So finally, these guys do manage to overrun my troops here, but by now, just look, they're just completely depleted. I mean, this here was really the killing field, where just all of them died. Just because of my archers, and I'm still able to just attack them, do some damage. And on top of that, Uruk-hai crossbowmen are actually pretty decent in melee, so I'm able to engage them and do a decent job. And they just break, finally. They're like, screw this, we're tired of getting shot at, and they run. These guys run as well, even though there's a bunch of them, and that's when my opponent finally concedes. It was a very close game, and I briefly thought I was going to lose there. But yeah, very good game to my opponent, Discord 1996. He's an awesome dude, and yeah, he was one of the best players I've played yet so far. Stay tuned, I'm going to be posting more battles from the tournament as it proceeds, and it should be awesome. Alright, signing off.